win last week against, at that time, number 2 ranked Linfield, handing them their first loss in quite some time in CFA play.
Oh, absolutely. Central Washington has to come in with a confidence boost, an emotional boost off the big one last week against Linfield, and certainly is looking to use that as a springboard against an equally tough opponent this afternoon in Pacific Lutheran. And like you said, PLU Central games are always exciting. They always bring a huge contingent over. It's homecoming. There's an air of anticipation, excitement, enthusiasm, and it should be a doozy today.
Captains for both teams meeting at midfield. PLU is going to have the ball first offensively. They'll be moving, and J.R. Soski is the left tackle. We are ready to go. The ball is teed up at the 35 down to our right. The Central Washington Wildcats in the crimson helmets, gray pants, and the white tops. PLU in their home white pants with the black top jerseys and the white numbers and the white helmets. And it's a short kick taken by an upback. DJ Seidel at the 16, breaks to the outside and gets up across the 20 to the 24-yard line and brought down there. PLU will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. Throw Macon and Charlie Hampton, the safety Craig Bill and Derek Baker, and the nickelback is Jess Evans. 1st and 10 for PLU, just underway from Sparks Stadium, homecoming 1993. Man in motion out of the backfield to the near side is Aaron Tang. Weekly back to throw on first down. He hits Tang in the flat, near side, looking for a block. Gets up across the 25, out to the 29 for a gain of 5. Stopped by Shane Wurst, the senior linebacker out of North Bend.
6.
2nd down, 6 coming up. Hash mark right side from their own 29-yard line. PLU undefeated, 3-0-1. Central 4-0. Weekly under center. 2-back split and offset to the left. He's got Aaron Tang and Tom Barber in the backfield with a man in motion from right to left now is Chad Barnett with one receiver out wide left. Handoff to the fullback. Tom Barber plows into the line of scrimmage across the 30 up to the 32 and will be about 3 yards shy of the first down marker. So 3rd down coming up for the Lutes. Trying to follow.
More than any team is bigger and probably maybe not as fast, but certainly a very fast team defensively as well for PLU. Probably the quickest they've seen so far this year.
Weekly out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 3. Barnett is to the right. Now the tight end Gavin Stanley goes in motion right to left. Snap back to Weekly. Now he's going to take off and run with the football, looking for the first down marker. Diving forward and may have it across the 25. Up near, I should say across the 35, up near the 36, and that should be a PLU first down. It is. There's the signal. So the Lutes with their first down on the ball. The field judge, the side judge is Frank Ritchie, and the back judge is Bob Holloway. On 1st and 10 from their own 36. Moving left to right here in the first quarter. PLU with quarterback Mark Weekly under center. One receiver left. Hand off to the fullback. No, it's a fake. Option play left side. Weekly on the keeper. Tosses back. He's got Chad Barber, his fullback, wide open down the far sideline to the 10, 5, and down at the 1-yard line. 63-yard romp for the Lutes down the far sideline as Weekly sold the pitch upfield. Barber, the fullback, the pitch guy. Usually it's the speedsters, Tang or Barnett. PLU with the Cracker Jack set. We haven't seen this in quite some time. Throw to Barnett. Touchdown, PLU. And that mega play by the Lutes is brought to you by Mega. Now Jamie Thomas in for the extra point out of the hold of Carl Hoseth. The snap, the kick is on its way. It's up, and it is good. And PLU takes the early lead here this afternoon. Our score with 12:35 to go in the first quarter. The Lutes on top 7-0. You're listening to PLU Football. First touchdown.
Absolutely. Barber, a 63-yarder. The drive covered 74 yards in 5 plays. The big one, of course, down to the 1. And then Weekly found Barnett on the 1-yard pass play.
Here's the kick by Thomas, taken down at the 8-yard line. On the return across the 15, just shy of the 15-yard line. Charlie Hampton on the return for Central Washington brought down Keith Wolfs in the area for Pacific Lutheran. Featured back Mark Jones, the transfer from the University of Washington, 6', 200-pound junior at the running back spot. Tight end is Aaron Mackey. The flanker will be E.J. Henderson in place of the injured James Atterbury. And the split in is Larry Bellinger, also out of Lincoln by way of UPS. Here's the handoff to Jones under the line of scrimmage, and he is powered down by PLU. Jason Teal, the defensive tackle, one of those in the area, along with Albert Jackson, who's had a very solid season. So mark left side just at the 15-yard line. Two receivers now, in fact, make it three. Trips to the wide side, the right side of the field. Jones the lone setback, quick throw. The catch is made up to the 20-yard line and then stopped. The receiver for Central Washington, Mark Hagenes, trips come wide left on third down. Getting under center, Jones in the backfield, tight end is strong right. Back to pass, Kitna, straight drop, getting some pressure, sets up the screen along the right side. They have the first down to the 30, to the 35, and out of bounds along the Central Washington bench. Knocked out of bounds by the right corner, Scott Larson for. And a light breeze should not be effective in the game here this afternoon, at least not at this time. Three receivers again come wide left. Kitna up from center, changing up at the line of scrimmage. Jones is the lone setback. PLU begins to crowd the line of scrimmage, and the handoff is to Jones, and he's hit at the line and stopped. PLU comes into this afternoon's game with the #1 rated rushing defense in the CFA, in fact, in the country.
That's early on.
So it will be second down and 8 for the Wildcats from their own 41. Ball hash mark right side. Kitna from Lincoln High School under center with two receivers left and one right. He's back to pass, straight drop, looking over the middle, has time, throws, and it is caught up into PLU territory for a first down. Looks like the tight end takes it up near the 40-yard line. That's Larry Bellinger, the split end out of Lincoln by way of the University of Puget Sound. It's going to be against PLU. It is personal foul against the Lutes. That was Aaron Mackey that's off the infraction. Meanwhile, the penalty will put the ball at the PLU 26-yard line. First and 10 now for the Wildcats.
You know, Tom, it's the little things, the turnovers, the penalties, the missed, the busted assignments, like Frosty had said. They're going to be so important in this game, and certainly if you're a PLU fan, that's not what you want to see is penalties early on here in this ball game.
PLU front four, the ends are Kevin Winder and Albert Jackson. The defensive tackles, Matt Mihalik and Jason Teal. The linebackers, Ted Riddell, Judd Benedict, and John Ruby. The corners are Scott Larson and John Hamill. Trevor White is the strong safety, and Fawcett in place of Christensen at the free safety spot for the Lutes. On first and 10, Central trailing 7-0 early going first quarter, and moving along the right side of the offensive line. This is going to cost the Wildcats some yardage. Like the tight end moved early, and procedure is the call against Central. Clock stops at the 10:07.
I say big, I mean big. Frank Renarti, 6'3", 270, just a little over anxious there. 5-yard penalty against Central.
Two receivers come left. Handoff to Jones, sprinting around the right side, heading upfield, gets back to the original line of scrimmage and +1, a gain of 6 on the play. Tackled by Judd Benedict with the help from Scott Larson, the corner on the left side. I think people anticipating a lot of points here this afternoon between these two highly ranked and explosive offenses. Full crowd on the grandstand across the way from us, from Central Washington. Here's a throw to the near side. It's caught by Atterbury. Atterbury to the 15, to the 10, and stopped at the 10-yard line by John Hamill, the corner. Atterbury coming into the game did not practice all week. But
secondary man of the Lutes, I believe it was Scott Larson, to free Atterbury for about 10 more yards after the catch.
So it's first and 10. They can technically get a first down if they can get the ball inside the first down. From the hash mark left side, handoff Jones, hit behind the line of scrimmage and dropped back at the 12-yard line. Trying to cut over the left side, and it was Ted Riddell, the nickelback for the Lutes, who grabbed him around far in this ball game. The high-caliber Mark Jones, the running back for Central Washington. 8:31 left, first quarter. It's second down and 12. Ball hash mark left side, kicking it back to throw. Throwing into the end zone, touchdown Wildcats. And that's Larry Bellinger, the junior out of Lincoln.
And Bellinger made the easy catch for the 6 points.
Fawcett playing in place of the injured Brad Christensen. Darrell Roust is in. The high snap is brought down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And we are all tied with 8:22 to go first quarter. Our score, PLU 7, Central 7. You're listening to Lute Football on 1180 KLAY. That's at the 35, down to our right. Barnett and Corey Beret for PLU awaiting the kick inside the 10. It will be Corey Beret near the sideline at the 12-yard line. Thought about it reverse. Instead, he heads upfield across the 20 to the 25 and near the 30. Brought down at the 29-yard line. And the stop for Central credited to Jay Spears, the defensive back out of Elm.
some key pass plays, 17-yarder to Jones, an 18-yarder to Mackey, the 15-yarder to Atterbury, and of course a touchdown to Bellinger of 12 yards.
And also a big 15-yard personal foul penalty against the Lutz as well. From the hash mark right side at their own 29, PLU with a tight power formation. Handoff, this is Aaron Tang, and he's popped in the backfield and dropped back at the 27-yard line. Hood League will have it at Eastern Oregon, Linfield in Portland to face Lewis and Clark. That could be a pretty big game. And Southern Oregon at Western Oregon. 2nd down and 10 for the Lutz. 2 receivers left. Shapiro comes wide right to the short side of the field. And the lone setback is Aaron Tang behind quarterback Mark Weekly under center. Toss sweep left side. This is to Tang. Gets the block around the corner left side. Has the 35. He's down the sideline. He's got the speed to the 40, to the 30, 20. He's not going to be caught at the 10, 5. Touchdown, PLU.
You know, Tom, we talked so much about PLU's speed. That was a perfect example, an absolutely perfect example of how PLU's
big runs here in the first quarter have set up, in fact, scored one of the touchdowns. The extra point by Thomas is on the way. It is up, and it is good. And at the 7:36 mark of the first quarter, our score is Pacific Lutheran 14, Central 7. You're listening to Luke.
70-yarder by Tang. Already the Lutz with 141 yards rushing. Of course, when you have a 63-yarder by Barber and a 70-yarder, that adds up pretty quick.
Here's the kick by Thomas, taken at the 7-yard line, up the near sideline, across the 20, the 25, and then banged out of bounds. 2 flags fly. Ted Riddell up on his feet quickly with fists in the air. Apparently he thinks he got clipped. He's celebrating the 2 penalty flags. The return by Hamilton is out across the 25 to the 27, and the penalty will be assessed 7 again at 14-7 with 7.5 left here in the first quarter. And again, Jason Fawcett playing at free safety in place of Brad Christensen. They were picking on him on their first drive. Let's see what they do here on their second offensive possession. John Kitna, the quarterback, under center, with Jones, the lone setback, 6 yards off the line of scrimmage, and trips to the wide side, the right side of the field. On first down, Ted Riddell showing blitz, backs off, fake the handoff to Jones, throw it over the middle. It's caught out at the 25 and hit immediately after the catch is Tyson Rayleigh. The stop.
Pre-game show about their need to get pressure on the quarterback, and thus far PLU has not applied much pressure to Kitna. He can stand in the pocket and pretty much pick and choose who he wants to throw to.
That's saying there's a fumble on the snap. I think it was recovered though by Kitna back at the 24-yard line, so they will lose 2 on the play and bring up 2nd down and 12. Jason Teal in a hurry was in there for PLU, but of course the nickelback Ted Riddell, who was the CFA Defensive Player of the Week last week, had 3 sacks against Willamette. 2 receivers come wide left to the short side of the field. Jones the lone setback, and 1 receiver right on 2nd down and 12. John Kitnick controlling the high-powered Central offense. Throws it over the middle. It is caught. And Fawcett again on the stop for the Lutz, but that's enough for a first down across the 35 to the 36. And this time it looks like it is a first down across the 35 to the 36-yard line for the Wildcats as the Lutz make a couple of defensive substitutions. Extra defensive back in, and the handoff goes to Jones trying to break to the outside, hurdles away from one defender, but he's wrapped up as he gets around the end at the 40-yard line up to the 43. But PLU with a good job of pursuit. John Ruby, a junior linebacker between these 2 teams.
You know, Tom, Kitna 7 for 7 so far for 94 yards unofficially.
Under center with Jones, his lone setback, trips to the wide side. Handoff, Jones has a hole over the right side, has midfield into PLU territory down at the 49-yard line. And a first down for the Wildcats. Jason slot to the right, or to the left, and 1 receiver goes wide right. Jones is the back offset to the left behind the quarterback. Back to throw, Kitna, 3-step drop, getting some pressure, throws to the near sideline over the head of Bellinger, the intended wide receiver, up at the PLU 46-yard line. It goes out of bounds into the PLU bench, stops. What's going to happen? And they're not making much noise right now, kind of sitting on the edge of their seats waiting for one team or the other to take control of this ball game. Right now, both offenses have been able to move at will. On 2nd down and 10, back to throw. Kitna throws over the middle. It is off the fingertips, almost intercepted by Fawcett on the deflection, and he got hit, and the ball rolls incomplete. There's a flag upfield up at the 45-yard line in the area of holding, and it is holding against Central Washington. So 2nd down and 25 is the call for the Wildcats from their own 35-yard line. They need the PLU 40 Actually, the 39 for the first down. So it's third down and 26 officially. I should say second down and 26. With three receivers wide left, Kitna on the draw to Jones. Jones upfield, has the hold of the 40, cuts back to the 45 and up to the 47-yard line. Pick up 12 on the play. Well short, of course. He got half of what they needed on that particular run. So check the new running back into the backfield for Central Washington. Looks like it's Kitna back to pass looking. And it is incomplete. Bobbled as Green made the hit on the intended receiver at the PLU 44-yard line. Tyson Rayleigh was the intended receiver, but with 4:16 to go in the first quarter. On fourth down and 14, PLU will get the football back. Chad Barnett is back at his 15 down to our left, awaiting the kick. The snap is back, and the kick is off. It's a low line drive. Will be taken out of bounds at the 18 by Barnett. Jukes his way up to the 30-yard line and down right there. And so PLU will take over first and 10. The stop by Central by Keith Larson, the outside linebacker, who was the first down field for the Wildcats. And so PLU's offense, which is 2 for 2 here this afternoon, back on the field under the record-setting year thus far here in 1993. And the Lutes with 4 minutes left in the quarter take over. Hash mark right side at their own 30-yard line. Wakely under center with the back split and offset to the right. He has Chad Barnett wide left. The tight end Gavin Stanley is strong right on first down. Fake the handoff, throw into the flat to Tang. Tang looking for the corner, has the 30 and dives forward up to the 34 for a short gain on the play of about 3.5. And so the Lutes will be faced with second down and 7. Gavin Stanley will come wide right. Chad Barnett is in the slot. Barber, the fullback, has a wing to the right side, and Aaron Tang is the lone setback behind the quarterback, Mark Wakely. Back to pass, fake the handoff, rolls to the near side, throwing on the run, has his receiver, Chad Barnett, up at midfield into Central territory, out of bounds at the Wildcat 48, and a PLU first down.
On, as they've only passed the ball 4 times, they've had about 145, 150 yards rushing, unlike how they've performed offensively in the first 4 games.
Cale Pyland will go wide left with Barnett in the slot, the back split and offset. Behind quarterback Mark Wakely, the tight end Gavin Stanley is strong right here on first down. Movement by Stanley as there was some jumping along the defensive line in anticipation of making the block. Gavin Stanley headed upfield. Actually, he was heading off into his pattern, so it's a procedure call against PLU. One of the few mistakes that Gavin Stanley will make in a ball game. Lakewood and right here in Puyallup. So it's first down and 15 following the penalty. The ball back at the PLU 47. Hash mark right side. Wakely out of the shotgun since trips wide left on first down with one setback, and Shapiro comes to the short side wide right. It's a quick pitch on the snap right up to Aaron Tang, and he heads straight upfield and gets the penalty back plus 5 more. A gain of 10 will bring up second down and 5 as he's back in Central territory at the Central 43-yard line.
He was just a couple yards behind him, went straight upfield, picked up 9.
On second down, 2 receivers go left. Cale Pyland and Chad Barnett. Barnett in the slot. 2 backs are split and offset behind the quarterback Wakely, and the tight end Gavin Stanley is strong right. Wakely on the option play near side, spins away from pressure, heads up field and gets 1, and that's it before he is dropped as the Central defense follow the play from the get-go and never let it develop. So Wakely, all 3 times they've had the football, as Aaron Tang comes wide right to the short side of the field, and Cale Pyland will go wide left. Wakely will operate out of the shotgun with 2 backs in the backfield with him. Tight end Stanley is strong right. Wakely to throw, has time, steps away from pressure to the near side, almost tripped up, keeps his balance, running down the sideline, and then knocked out of bounds into the PLU bench back at the 47-yard line. So he'll lose yards that time, and that'll bring a fourth down. One safety back deep for the Wildcats inside the 10-yard line is James Atterbury, as Wakely awaits the snap at his 39-yard line. Punting away left to right. The snap is back. He's looking. Now he'll punt the football. Line drive over the head of Atterbury, heading out of bounds. Can they go out? Yes, inside the 10 at the 6-yard line. And a good job by the offensive line of PLU of not heading downfield to...
That time gets 39 yards, not a lot of distance, but certainly very well placed in the 6.
Ball resting at the hash mark left side as they move right to left with 1:06 left in the first quarter. Kitna straight back to drop, throws it over the middle, hit his receiver Tyson Rayleigh in the feet. up at the 15-yard line. He had not made his turn yet to look back for the...
Kitten has started with 7 straight completions, and he's misfired on his last 3.
You are listening to Luke Football on 1180 KLAY, Lakewood, Tacoma. Second down, 3 receivers go wide right to the wide side of the field. Jones is the lone setback. Benedict was looking blitz. Now he drops out the line. Handoff Jones trying to get to the outside left side. Dragged down from behind across the 10 at the 11. He'll get 5, but he was unceremoniously dumped from behind. Looks like it was Jason Teal who got him around the collar. 1993. Central will send 3 receivers wide left on 3rd and 5. Jones again is the lone setback. Kitna under center. Straight drop back inside the 5. Pressure coming. Pass is completed to Jones out of the backfield. Has the 15 and dropped at the 20-yard line. That's enough for the first down. Fumble. Now they're going to rule that he was down, and it is not a fumble, even though PLU came up with the football. That was Scott Larson, but the official came in immediately and said that it was down, and so no fumble on the play.
They ruled that the ground had caused the play dead and no fumble.
So trips to the wide side, the right side, quick snap, back to throw into the flat ball, deflected but still caught by Bellinger up the far sideline, gets away from one defender before he is run out of bounds. Another first down up to the 33-yard line of the Wildcats for Bellinger. 2 years ago, Bellinger was facing for the Central, and that is the end of the first quarter of play with our score, Pacific Lutheran 14, Central 7. You're listening to Luke Football on 1180 KLAY. As we start the second quarter of play, we've changed ends of the field. Central now moving left to right at their own 34-yard line. They have it 1st and 10, hash mark right side. Again, Jones the lone setback and trips wide left on first down. John Kitna, the quarterback, hands off to Jones, breaking to the outside, looking for the corner. Cuts back inside of a block at the 35 and down at the 36. A short gain of 2 on the play. And Albert Jackson for Pacific Lutheran was in on this.
People thought he could probably be playing there, if not this year, in future years, but certainly making an impact right away here.
2nd and 7. Again, fake to Jones. Throw down the far sideline, and it is caught on the run across the PLU 30 to the 25-yard line. James Atterbury makes the catch at the 26. Meanwhile, it is 1st and 10 for Central at the PLU 26, and they'll send 2 receivers wide left.
Mark Givens in for Hamill here on the sidelines here now.
Givens has seen plenty of action so far this season, so he won't be too unfamiliar with what he has to do out there. Fake the inside, hand off to Rayleigh, the man in motion across the 20 and spins away out of one tackle to the 10, 5, and touchdown. Central just got over. He spun out of the hold of one PLU defender at the 8-yard line and then raced to the end zone, got inside the pylon along the near. Successful, that would tie it up at 14 apiece. Sun beginning to shine. Here it comes. Ted Riddell almost got a piece of it, but it's up and good. And so with 14:02 left before halftime, our score is now tied at 14. You are listening to Luke Foot.
Yards, 116 through the air, 38 on the ground. PLU 175 yards, 36 through the air, and 139 on the ground.
Rouse' kick is high and deep. Will be taken at the 5 by Chad Barnett. They fake the reverse. Barnett skitters away from one, but he's dropped back at the 8-yard line. Good pursuit and good coverage downfield by Central Washington. Stops the Lutes at their own 8. Kyle Parkin has been intimidated by the others at defense so far here this afternoon. They've been able to move the football at will. Each has punted just once. 2 receivers come left for the Lutes, and 2 backs are split and offset to the left side. Behind quarterback Mark Weekly under center. Tight end Stanley is strong right. Hand off to Tang. He hit in the backfield, spins away, but can't get out of the hold of the defender back at the 6-yard line. And so PLU will lose 2. A fired up Central Washington defense. Brian Flatham, the senior out of Renton's Liberty High School, leads the offensive unit up to the line of scrimmage. Chad Barnett comes wide left. Stanley goes right. A wing to the left side, and 2 backs are split. Hand off to Aaron Tank, cuts his way upfield, out to the 15-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard shy of the first down. And so PLU will be faced with 3rd down and 2. The PLU running game having success here this afternoon against the Wildcat.
That time, Tank found a seam on the left side and picked up 10.
Cale Pyland will come wide left for the Lutes, and Tang will go wide right. Weekly out of the shotgun. Stanley is tight end, is strong right, and the two backs are Barber and Barnett. They are split along with Weekly in the backfield. On 3rd and 13, Weekly going to keep it himself, and he's trying to stretch forward for the first down, but he's stopped. A loss on the play of about half a yard, so PLU will be faced with 4th down. And
that time the hole closed up in a hurry, and credit the speed on Central's defense for that.
So PLU will be punting away. Weekly back at his own 1 yard line, awaiting the snap. Now we have a whistle. And a timeout for the Lutes. Comes at the 12:05 line. PLU had only 10 men on the field. That's why they had to call for the timeout. Meanwhile, Cedric Sanders is back awaiting the kick. A high punt by Weekly, and Sanders will take it at his 38-yard line. Gets hemmed in trying to break to the outside. And he is hit at the 40, gets away back to the 50. Now a flag comes in. We're going to have a clip coming. A late clip call. Another PLU player, meanwhile, is injured at the PLU 47-yard line. But he's walking off the field under his own power. PLU goes with a lot of their front more out of Lincoln High School in Tacoma. Brings the offensive unit back onto the field and immediately sends 3 receivers wide right. Again, Jones, the lone setback under center. Kitna fakes the handoff, looking to throw to the near sideline, completes the pass. And a good job by Givens of fighting off the defender and slowing down the play that does get forward for 6 yards. Henderson is...
Good job. Givens broke free and slowed Henderson down enough to prevent the first down.
So Givens continues at right corner for John Hamill, who went out with an injury earlier. On 2nd and 4, back to throw. Kitna has some time throwing over the middle, completes the pass to his tight end Mackey into PLU territory up to the 42-yard line of the Lutes on a first down. Mackey, a senior out of North Thurston, down in Lacey, 6'1", 200. Andrew Hay, the senior center out of Phelan, California, leads the offense up to the line of scrimmage. Kitna under center with 3 receivers left. Quick throw. Catch is made by Tyson Riley to the outside, up to the 30-yard line on a first down for the Wildcats. As he picks up 12 on first down. Checks out.
John Kitna, Tom, showing why he is 5th ranked nationally in passing, as he's 13 of 16 for 183 yards.
3 receivers come wide right. Kitna changing up at the line of scrimmage. Has 1 setback behind him, 6 yards off the line of scrimmage in the backfield is Jones. He gets the handoff straight upfield, powers forward with Ted Riddell on his back across the 30 up to the 25-yard line for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 4. Right in front of us trying to make some noise now and get their defense fired up. A tie ball game with under 10 minutes left, but Central Washington once again deep in Lute territory at the 30. Kitna, quick toss to Rayleigh on the near side, up to the 20, inside the 20, and pounds forward to the 15-yard line. And another Wildcat first down. Albert Jackson from his defensive end spot, a wide left. Rayleigh will be the slot to the left side. And again, the lone setback is Jones. Back to throw Kitna, straight drop, looking into the corner of the end zone, far side, up for Bellinger. Touchdown! No, now we have no... Yes, he got 1 foot in. The
Wildcats scored another pass play, so the Wildcats really going to the defenders that don't have the experience this afternoon.
Now the extra point by Darrell Roust to extend the lead to 7. The kick is up, the kick is long and high, and it is good. And with 9:19 to go in the half, our score is now Central 21, Pacific Lutheran 14. And now Roust has it teed up at the 35, down to our left, keep kicking deep to Chad Barnett. But this will be taken by Barnett at the 20 as he comes under it at the 25, looking for a block along the sideline across the 30 up to the 33 before he is pushed out of bounds into the PLU bench. And so Mark Weekly will set the offense back out of the field for Coach Frosty Weber. Jim Shapiro comes to the short side, wide left. Corey Beret checks in. He's in the slot to the right side along with Cale Pyland, and Aaron Tang is the lone setback on first down. Now he shifts behind quarterback Mark Weekly under center. Weekly hands off. This is to Tang. Tang hit at the line of scrimmage, stretches forward for a yard, and that is it. It'll bring up 2nd down. In fact, officially they'll probably say he got back to the half. This afternoon's game brought to you by Budget Car and Truck Rental of Tacoma. The smart money is on budget. 2 receivers go wide right. Tom Barber, the fullback, is in a slot to the right side. Now Tang in motion out of the backfield. Weekly pass to Tang. Tang looking for a block from Barber. Now he throws, and he's got a receiver open downfield, but the ball well overthrown. Chad Barnett down at the 30-yard line. He was not going to get to that one despite his great speed. Offense has really hit a wall here in the second quarter. Faced with 3rd down and long from their own 33-yard line. Weekly out of the shotgun. Sends Aaron Tang in motion left to right on third down. One receiver wide right, takes the snap, rolling to his right. Now looking back the other way, getting over pressure, breaks free some pressure, has some time now, backpedaling, throwing, and he looked for Aaron Tang and it was incomplete up at the 50-yard line, and PLU will have to punt the football away once again. 4 down to our left, awaiting the punt from Mark Weekly. Snap is back, and Weekly gets the kick off. A short end-over-end kick into the bench, and this will go out at about the 41-yard line of the Wildcats into the PLU sideline. And so the Wildcats will have
5 of those plays through the air, and except for a 6-yard run by Mark Jones, it's great.
Central Washington offense looking very much like the PLU offense this season. A lot of success through the air on the option play. This is Kitna. He faked out Albert Jackson, kept the football, running to the left side and gets 8 on the play. Albert Jackson had a beat on him in the backfield, but he thought he had pitched the football back to the trailer. And then Kitna, 2 for the Wildcats, as 3 receivers will come wide right. Bellinger, the nearest to the sideline, with Jones the lone setback. He gets the handoff, goes over the left side, bust away from one defender, but stopped just inches shy of the first down over the left side. Jason Teal and Judd Benedict in on the stop for PLU. So 3rd and inches. Now we have the power running formation as Central brings in the fullback along with an extra tight end on 3rd and inches. Kitna will hand off to the deep back, going around the left side, has the first down the sideline, almost got free. Stopped at the PLU 41-yard line as he was tripped up and rolled out of bounds, but a first down for Central Washington.
He ended up getting about 10.
So now back to the normal offensive set with 3 receivers wide right. Jones is back in the backfield on 1st and 10 from the PLU 40. Kitna back to throw, 2-step drop, throwing behind his intended receiver at the PLU 20-yard line. And the pass goes incomplete. Intended for Henderson. Of America is in Parkland. John Hamill for PLU is down on the sideline trying to shake off the effects of that twisted ankle earlier in the game. We may see him come back. Kitna under center with 2 receivers to the right. Check that, trips to the wide side, the right side of the field. Now Jones, the lone setback, shifts up forward, gets the handoff over the left side, gets up forward for 4. Again, Albert Jackson and Robertson on the stop for PLU. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Wildcats. Atterbury and Bellinger and Tyson Rayleigh all come wide right for Central. Jones is the lone setback. The tight end is strong left. On 3rd and 6, back to throw is Kitna. Has some time. Now he's getting pressure, throwing, and it is cut off the fingertips of intended receiver. That was Bellinger up at the 27-yard line. Would have been a first down. He could not hold on. And so now
the 36-yard line, so the most they can punt it is 35-yard lines, and if it goes into the end zone, it's only a 16-yard net punt.
It's 4th down and 6. And the snap back to Jason Carter. He will punt the football away. Gets a nice high kick. The Lutes are going to let this one go, and it's going to go. It's touched and dropped, and did they get in the end zone? I think, yes, it did. A great job by the first man downfield for Central. Just kind of put a hand out and knocked the ball back toward the 5-yard. Michael out of Gig Harbor, the sophomore, was down there quickly for the Wildcats and almost came up with a great play. And Cale Pylan will come wide left. Aaron Tang goes wide right. Gavin Stanley, the tight end, will line up strong to the right side. Weekly under center with Barnett and Barber, the 2-back split, and offset to the left behind him in the backfield on 1st down. Weekly maybe changing up at the line of scrimmage. Takes the snap, option play to the near sideline, pitch back to Barnett. Barnett trying to get free at the 20, but he's stopped. Ball pops loose, but it goes out of bounds. And good pursuit that time by the defense of Central Washington. And they stopped the play for no gain. And officially 9, but more like 10 here for the Lutes. Shapiro will come wide left to the short side of the field and trips right for PLU as Weekly will be from the shotgun. Takes the snap, back pedals, has some time. Over the middle, he throws. It's in the air off the fingertips of Aaron Tang at the 21. And fortunate that that was not caught on the deflection for the interception. So all of a sudden, PLU is again faced.
In the country in passing, Mark Weekly 7th, although so far this afternoon Weekly just 5 of 7 for 36 yards.
Back out of the shotgun to pass on 3rd and 9, has some time. Now he throws to the near sideline and it's knocked out of bounds. The receiver on the play for PLU was Shapiro, but he was off and has not scored since. And this will be their third punt of the afternoon already. Weekly back at his 5-yard line. Sanders, meanwhile, at his own 43, down to our left for Central. And the punt by Weekly is a line drive again, and this one's short and will be taken on a couple of outs. It gets behind Sanders and will roll downfield inside the 35, down near the 30-yard line, and so PLU gets a break as Sanders let that one get by him. And it cost him about 15 yards, and who knows how many more yards had he picked it up and ran with it.
Well, what appeared initially to be a, almost a mishitted punt ends up going 49 yards. And like I said, it rolled about 15 yards after it bounced.
Your local Lutheran Brotherhood agents in by the Days Inn on Tacoma Mall Boulevard. 1st and 10 from their own 30 hash mark right side. Moving left to right. Kittner has 3 receivers. Wide left. Fakes the handoff. Back to pass. Looking over the middle. Now looking deep downfield. He's got a receiver, and it's out of the hands of the intended receiver at the 30 with Fawcett covering. He too had an opportunity to intercept the football. Atterbury was the intended receiver for the Lutes. Certainly not showing the 2 mark. Brings up 2nd down and 10. 2 receivers go left, and Jones is the lone setback. Kittner under center on 2nd down. Long snap count for the Wildcat quarterback. Takes the snap, handoff on the draw play. This is Jones, straight upfield, cuts back to the outside. Ankle tackled up at the 39-yard line and about 1.5 yards shy of the 1st down. And Green is playing considerable time here field. Winder and Jackson the ends. Matt Mihelic and Jason Teal are the tackles. Mihelic will shift and play an end now on the right side. And Ruby and Riddell and Benedict, the linebackers, crowding the line. Here's the power play over the left side for the 1st down and then more. And Central will keep the drive moving as they get it out across the 45 up to the 47-yard line. Tom Craven, the junior from Cleellum, on the carry. So 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. Ball resting between the hashes. Atterbury comes wide right. 2 receivers left. Rayleigh is the slot to the left side. Jones the lone setback behind the quarterback Kittner under center on 1st down from his own 46-yard line. Leading by 7. Back to pass. Straight drop. Has some time. Throwing deep downfield. He's looking for Bellinger. Goes up high. Incomplete. As it was Givens had the coverage for PLU and hit him just as the ball was coming in and caused the ball to go incomplete. They looked for a moment there.
The defender, again, PLU's defense not getting the kind of pressure I'm sure that Coach Frosty Westering wants to get on a guy like John Kittner. Give Kittner that much time and he's going to find an open man.
2nd down and 10 following the incompletion. Back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Screen play into the flat left side to Jones. Jones plenty of room down the sideline to the 40. Cuts back inside as the 35 and at the 30-yard line. He is brought down by PLU. And that was Givens on the stop for the Lutes. That time they allowed the pressure to come in and set up here. Tonight's game brought to you by Lutheran Brotherhood and your local Lutheran Brotherhood agents, and by Budget Car and Truck Rental of Tacoma. The smart money is on budget. John Kittner is apparently signaling that it is a penalty against the Lutes, personal foul against PLU. And they'll tack on more, threatening to score again.
I know Tommy knew Jones would be a big part of this offense today. Already 114 yards, 61 rushing, and 53 receiving.
3 receivers come right. Kittner back to pass, 2-step drop, looking along the near side into the end zone for Bellinger. And Bellinger gets tied up with the defensive back Givens, and the ball goes incomplete. And so the clock stops. 2nd down and 10 from the 15 coming up. By Jones and the 15-yard personal foul penalty against PLU. Their 2nd of the ball game. Again, trips come wide right and 1 receiver. Bellinger will go wide left. Back to pass Kittner. Here comes the pressure. He throws on the run. It's caught inside the 5 by Bellinger. He's turned around and the pass was right there as he made his turn, and a 1st down, 4-point lead. Bellinger will come wide right. 1 receiver left, double tight end, and Jones the lone setback on 1st and goal. PLU defense crowding the line of scrimmage on 1st down. Kittner, the quarterback, the sophomore out of Lincoln, takes the snap, hand out to Jones. Jones hit in the backfield, stretches forward for a yard gain on the play. Keith Wolf's in on the stop for the Lutes with help from Matt Mihelic. So it will be 2nd and goal from the 4 remaining in the half. They're down by 7 with their backs up against the goal line. Double receivers, 1 left, 1 right, 2 tight ends, and 1 setback. Jones 6 yards off the line of scrimmage, directly behind his quarterback. Kittner back to throw, looking near side, looking for his receiver. Caught it! Touchdown Wildcats! Henderson on the reception for Central in the Diedrich, the backup quarterback. Extend the lead to 14 if successful. The kick is on its way. It's up high and long enough. And the kick is good, and 2:16 left here in the first half, and Central Washington has taken a 2-touchdown lead at 28. On their first 2 possessions of the game has run into a wall here against Central Washington's defense, and Mark Weekly not having. Other than that, they've been very quiet. Here's the kick by Roust. It's high but short. This will be Barnett at the 6-yard line. Heading up the near sideline to the 20, inside a block at the 25, the 30, and tripped up as he gets up to the 35-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Craig Bill with the ankle shoestring type tackle
against the Wildcats, and they'll mark off only 5 yards. Maybe an inadvertent face mask coming up against Central Washington. So PLU will start this drive, 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Hash mark left side it is. Inadvertent face mask, the 5-yard variety. And so PLU will take the ball over, down by 2 scores with plenty of time left for their offense. 2:10 if they can get the offense moving and something generated. They've been stopped the last 3 times they've had the football. Weekly out of the shotgun. Aaron Tang out of the backfield in motion from left to right. Takes the snap, high snap over his head, has to chase it down. Back at the 20-yard line, back at the 25, and he's tripped up and dropped as the snap from center Brian Flatham sailed way over his head. And a loss on the play all the way back to the 25-yard. And it will be 2nd down. And 27 for a first down. They need to get to the Central, 48 for the first down. Weekly will move up under center. Option play to the near sideline. Now he back to pass. Throwing down the middle of the field. He's got a receiver open. Aaron Tang makes the catch, has the first down, takes the pop, and holds on at the 46-yard line. And he is hurt as he is slow in getting up. He took a shot but held on for the first down. And quickly the Lute training staff is on the field.
I'm not sure who hit him, but he
to the left side, then Weekly just dropped back and hit Aaron Tang on the fly over the middle. A 30-yard reception into Central territory at the Central Washington 46-yard line. Ball resting between the hashes. Now Weekly will operate out of the shotgun with trips wide left on first down. Tom Barber, the fullback, the lone setback in the backfield along with the quarterback. Long snap count. Weekly takes it and backpedals his way. Throwing over the middle, has his tight end Gavin Stanley, makes the catch upfield to the 30, inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Another first down for PLU. And quickly the no-huddle offense for the Lutes with 1:14 remaining. They quickly get up to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers will go wide right. Shapiro comes left. Weekly will operate out of the shotgun. Waiting for the officials to step away from the football. Central making some quick defensive substitutions. Now Kay Pylan will come back and line up as a tight end, strong left for PLU. Double tight ends with receivers left and right. Weekly awaiting the snap from the shotgun. Takes the snap, backpedals. Has time, throwing, looking into the end zone, deep down the far side, overthrows the intended receiver about 6 yards deep. That's Chad Barnett. It'll stop the clock with 58 seconds. We have a flag on the play as well up near the.
Pretty good coverage that time by Charlie Hampton and Derek Baker as the ball was simply overthrown. I'm not sure that Barnett could have come up with it.
Still being looked at down along the sideline. He is standing on his feet as they look him over. Meanwhile, it's 2nd down and 10 for PLU. Following the penalty back at the 27, they refused the penalty, so it's 2nd and 10. Weekly screen the other way to Shapiro, picks it up at the 30, looking for some room, and whistles blow. I think they're going to say Weekly's knee may have touched the ground.
Shapiro's knee.
Shapiro's knee as he made the catch. Went down, and actually Barnett will stay in. Cale Pylan will come out and trips to the wide side, the left side of the field. And PLU is going to be hit with another penalty as Seidel was in motion at the snap of the football. The catch is made by Shapiro up at the 20, 3 yards shy of a first down, but it will not matter because DJ Seidel was off the line at that time, was stepping up to the line of scrimmage to get on the line, so they would have 7 on the line. And the official threw the flag because he was moving at the snap of the football. That'll cost him 5 more. And it'll be 3rd down and 22. Motion is the call against the Lutes. 19 seconds left now in the first half. This afternoon's game brought to you by the Old Country Buffet with 2 locations to serve you, Lakewood and Puyallup, by Parkland travel agents to the Lutes. Seidel will come out. And so PLU with 3rd down and 22 with the ball back at the 39-yard line. And Weekly will be out of the shotgun as Shapiro now will line up wide right to the short side of the field. 2 go right. Pylan comes wide left. Snap back to Weekly, has some time, getting pressure over the middle screen, flag again, probably holding coming up against PLU. Barnett has it down the near sideline at the 35 and down to the 25-yard line.
Palms in the air as if to say, guys, what are we doing? Or I'm not sure if he was motioning to the officials and what are we doing?
3rd and a mile for the Lutes. Time for one play with 1 second left on the clock. And Weekly will be under center on this 3rd down play. It's 3rd down and 40 officially as Weekly takes the snap, drops back and whistles blow again. We may have delay a game against PLU. No time left on the clock. And that is the end of the first. And our score at intermission is Pacific Lutheran trailing Central Washington by a score of 28-14. You are listening to Luke 7-yarder. Meanwhile, for PLU, the running game, Aaron Tang, 7 carries for 93 yards. His longest was 70, and that was, of course, the touchdown. Tom Barber, 2 carries for 66 yards, and that 66 yards, 63 of that coming on 1 carry that set up PLU's toward the special teams, and in just a moment, the defense as well, because the defense is really going to have to stiffen up in the second half if they're going to get back into this football game. Jamie Thomas's kick is high and will be taken at the 9-yard line. Cutting back to the outside, around the right end, up to the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, out to the outside, the 40-yard line, and down at the 50-yard line. A return of 41 on the play for Central Washington's Gorilla.
Transferring to Central, showing his skills on that play as he returned that for about 35 yards.
And so Pacific Lutheran's defense once again on the field, and Central Washington offense under the direction of John Kitna in excellent field position at the Luke 49. Hash mark right side, moving right to left here in the quarter. And a little more cloudy during halftime, not as much sun. The pitch on the option play goes to the right side, and this is Jones, got around Albert Jackson and heads up field for a gain of 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Trevor White made the stop. Now Aaron's trying to shake off the effects of a sprained ankle in the first half. He is not back in the ball game. It is still Fawcett and Givens in the backfield defensively for PLU. 2nd down and 7 from the PLU 46. Ball resting between the hashes, trips wide right. Kitna back to pass, 2-step drop, has time over the middle. It's blocked and knocked down by Jason Teal. That's the type of start the Luke. Darty 6'3", 270. Rob Hill 6'6", 270. The guards 6 foot 280. Sean John and Dwayne Sittler at 6 foot and 260. 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats. Trips again wide right. 1 receiver comes left. That's Bellinger. Back to pass. Kitna, straight drop. Here comes the pressure. Throws it over the middle. It is caught by Jones out of the backfield for a 1st down as Jones was one-on-one with the linebacker for PLU. Kevin,
the linebacker, and pulled it in.
And Central will take that matchup each time. Jones on a linebacker. 13:45 to go, 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 from the PLU 33. Delay out of the backfield to Jones over the right side. Spun down as he gets across the 30 up to the 29-yard line. Ted Riddell from behind on the stop for PLU. 2nd and 5 following the 5-yard pickup to the 29. Hash mark right side, moving right to left deep in PLU territory. Bellinger will come wide left. Atterbury is in the ballgame. He's wide right. Jones alone set back, double tight end. Kitna back to pass. Has some time looking near sideline. Almost intercepted, but he got it ahead to his receiver. Tyson Rayleigh at the 22, about a yard shy of the 1st down. At 22 for the 1st down. Center Andrew Hay, the 5'9", 255-pound senior out of Phelan, California, leads the team up to the line of scrimmage as they have 2 backs now, split behind the quarterback Kitna and a double tight end formation. Jones is out, and they bring in the 2 big backs. Donis Henry in the backfield. He's one of the 2. It'll be Kitna on the keeper, and he just goes forward down near the 21. That should be enough for the Central 1st down, and they'll get 4 new downs here. Defeated at 4-0. PLU ranked 2nd at 3-0-1. The only blemish for the Lutes was a tie in the opener against Linfield. Last week, Central beat Linfield. Kitna back to pass, 2-step drop. Throwing down the far sideline. Rayleigh had it go in and out, and he was popped out on a nice defensive play by PLU as it was Fawcett, who's been picked on all afternoon.
And back to the ball, give up a touchdown that time. He knocked it away for the incompletion.
So 3 receivers go wide right. Jones is back in the game as the lone setback. And back to throw. Here's Kitna, and he's dropped by Kevin Winder back at the 36. The first sack of the ball game for PLU, and they certainly needed that. Winder came in untouched.
Sacked him for a 13-yard loss and sets up a 3rd and long here now as the Luke defense is really stiffened.
3rd down and 22 coming up for the Wildcats from the PLU 35. Hash mark left side. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Kitna with a long snap count. He's changing up the line, drops back, and we have a whistle. Could be delay a game coming up against Central as he took too much time getting that ball snapped from center. It'll cost him 5 more. It'll be third down at about 28 now for the Wildcats as they will move the ball outside the 35.
Gained the Lutes 20-6 in first downs, and that's really telling of the job that their offense has done here so far today.
Well, they'll need 28 to pick up another one here. They have 3 receivers wide right. Kitna back to throw, pressure coming from the backside. They pick it up. He's hit as he tried to throw the ball. It's loose. They say incomplete pass. The ball's still loose, but they've blown the whistle dead up at the 45-yard line. They said his arm was in motion. Very close to being a fumble, but it did look like his arm was moving forward as he was hit low by one of the people at his 48-yard line, awaiting the snap from center. 11:10 to go here in the quarter, and PLU down by 2 scores will get the football for the first time in the third quarter following the punt. The snap is back. Not much pressure coming, and Carter gets off a nice line drive heading toward the end zone. Will bounce at the 10 and then curl out of bounds at the 12-yard line. And so PLU will take over 1st and 10 at their own 12. Field position certainly not been the best this afternoon for the Lutes, but a fired up Lute defense turns the ball over to the offense now after stopping the Wildcats.
Well, Central goes 11 play deep in their own end zone deep in their own territory from the 12-yard line.
Jim Shapiro comes wide right, 2 receivers left. Corey Bray and Chad Barnett. Bray in the slot, 1 setback. Aaron Tang in the game. Gets the toss sweep left side. Gets a block. Heads up field across the 15 up near the 16-yard line. Maybe the 17 for a gain of 5.
For the Lutes this afternoon.
Chad Barnett will come wide right along with Gavin Stanley and Corey Bray. 1 receiver left. Tang is the lone setback. Weekly out of the shotgun, standing at his 10, awaiting the snap. Inside handoff to Tang. Tang bounces off a defender, being chased down in the backfield. He's going to be brought down inside the 10, back at the 6-yard line. Big loss on the play for PLU, as they will lose 3rd down, 15 coming up for PLU at their own 7-yard line. So Weekly brings the offense up to the line of scrimmage. He'll operate under center. He'll send 2 receivers left. Gavin Stanley will line up to the right. Now Weekly operates out of the shotgun, backpedals to his own end zone, rolls to the left. Now looking back the other way, looking for Stanley. Stanley coming back, makes the catch, has it up at the 31, first down PLU. Stanley was well covered by the defender, Charlie Hampton, the corner on the left side, but he got in.
Haven't just found a seam along the sidelines and pulled it in for the 23-yard gain.
Stanley comes wide right to the short side of the field. 2 receivers left. Back to pass. Weekly fakes the draw to the fullback Barber. Now back to pass, rolling away from pressure to the near sideline. Has some room if he wants to run. Now he pulls it under, across the 35, up to the 36, maybe the 37 for a gain of about 6 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
We're in cahoots trying to figure out how this offense can start moving the ball on Central.
See, John Hamill was down on the sideline, has the shoulder pads off, so we are not going to see John Hamill for the rest of the day. Weekly out of the shotgun, dropping straight back, but probably took too much time getting the snap off, and that'll cost PLU 5 yards. So they'll be faced with 3rd down and 8 coming up. I should say 2nd down and 8. And once again, PLU shooting itself in the foot with penalties. They did that on that final drive of the first half, which really cost them an opportunity to score. Delay a game is the call, and that'll move the ball. Gavin Stanley will come wide right. Barnett goes wide left. Weekly again out of the shotgun with Tang and Barber split in the backfield along with him. Takes the snap, rolls to the near sideline, looking to throw, still looking, has time. Now he throws down the sideline and incomplete. He had 2 receivers in the area. Coverage by Craig Bill, the safety. 8-14. Tang will come wide right to the short side of the field. Pylan will go wide left. Tight end Stanley lining up strong right on 3rd and long. Weekly with a quick snap, fakes to the fullback, back to throw over the middle, has his receiver tight end Stanley up at the 40. It's off his fingertips, incomplete. A little bit too high, and PLU will have to punt the football.
Right away, the offense comes and takes a seat on the bench on the sidelines, as I'm sure Frosty will come and address them pretty quick.
Sanders back at his 28, awaiting the kick by Weekly. It's a line drive affair. It's taken by Sanders as he goes around the official. Stutter steps across the 30 near the 34-yard line and stopped there. And the tackle by PLU right to left in the third quarter. And a full house on Hampton. So far, most of it's been happening to Central Washington. 1 receiver left and 1 right, a wing to the right side. And Jones at the lone setback behind the quarterback, John Kitna, having a career day here this afternoon. Handoff to Jones, tries the right side, spins out of the hold of one player, but got ahead for maybe a yard, and that is it as he stopped. Albert Jackson is in there along with Givens in Ellensburg, and of course in between a playoff game here at Spark Stadium won by the Lutes. 2 receivers left and 1 right. On 2nd down and 9, Jones 6 yards off the line of scrimmage, the lone setback behind the quarterback. Kitna takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Jones, back to pass, looking near sideline for Bellinger. Bellinger tied up with the defender. It's incomplete and loose as they battle for the ball down at the 32-yard line. And that was Givens, who has done a remarkable job since coming in for the injured John Hamill.
Batting the ball down and preventing the completion.
So it's now 3rd down and 9 for the Wildcats from their own 34. Hash mark right side, 3 receivers wide left, back to pass. Kitna looking down the far sideline as a receiver turning toward the sideline, and he threw it over his head up at the 47-yard line. Coverage on the play for PLU by Larson, and the incomplete pass of Carter drops back to his 22 to await the snap. Snap is back, the kick is off, and it will be Barnett at his own 26, looking for some running room. He's hemmed in back at the 26 and dropped. No return for Barnett and the Lutes, and they'll take over offensively. 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line. Hash mark right side with 6:55
around Chad Barnett. Usually Barnett can make a juke and a fake and find a corner to turn around.
Ball trying to get the block on the punt. They did not. And so now they take over offensively, 1st and 10 from their own 35. Weekly fakes the throw one way, turns around, spins, has Tang out of the backfield at the 35, up to the 40 and the 41-yard line, and a 1st down for the Lutes. He picks up 13. Weekly just a little spin move even as they reset the chain. 6:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter. PLU down by 2 scores, 28-14. Shapiro will come wide right to the short side. 2 receivers go left with Bray inside the slot of Barnett. Tang, the lone setback, gets the handoff, has the hole over the middle, but he's cut down in the backfield, dropped for a loss of 2 on the play.
Nice job by
39-yard line. And PLU will send trips wide left, and Shapiro will come to the short side, wide right. Tang is the lone setback, Weekly back to pass, straight back, looking down the far sideline. His pass blocked down at the line of scrimmage. Greg Sullivan holding his hands up high, but I don't believe he's the one who got to the football. I think he's just excited about the play of one of his teammates. He'll line up as a tight end strong left. Gavin Stanley, the tight end to the right side. Aaron Tang will go wide left. Now Andrew Gray will split out and go wide left as well. Tom Barber is a wing to the left side. And the inside fake to Barnett. Rolling to the left is Weekly, looking to throw downfield. Now he's going to take off with it, and he's going to be stopped well short of the 1st down. He'll get 2, and that's it. On 4th down and 12, Anders is back deep at his 18-yard line, awaiting the punt from Mark Weekly, whose punts are never pretty, but most often are very effective. Snap is back to Weekly. Some pressure coming. He gets the kickoff, a line drive, and Sanders comes up, takes it at the 21. Breaks to the outside as the 25. The 30, spins across the 30 up near the 34-yard line and stopped there. So a nice return on the play of about 12 for the Wildcats. Car and truck rental of Tacoma, the smart money is on budget. Bellinger will come wide left for Central, 1 receiver right. And Rayleigh is in the slot to the left side. They fake the handoff to Jones. Back to throw. Jackson applying the pressure. Got faked by Kitna. Throws it to Rayleigh. Rayleigh makes the catch along the near sideline and out of bounds up near a 1st down. Up at the 46. Should be 5.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. And the 1st down is up to the 46. Hash mark left side for Central. As 3 receivers will go wide right on 1st down. Kitna, 3-step drop, looking, throws the pass out on the flat right side. It has Atterbury. Atterbury upfield for another 11 on the play, and another 1st down for the Wildcats. Down across the PLU 45. Checks back in. Atterbury, Rayleigh, and Bellinger all come wide left. Jones the lone setback on 1st and 10 from the 43 of PLU, moving right to left. And the handoff to Jones over the left side. Fights his way forward for about 7 on the play. Brought down at the 35-yard line of PLU. Trevor White.
Association. They're averaging more than 7 yards a play. And when you got a guy like Kitna throwing the ball and a guy like Jones running the ball, it's tough to key on any one part of their game.
2nd down and 3 from the PLU 35. Ball resting between the hashes. Again, 3 receivers will come wide left. Tyson Rayleigh now shifting out a yard more as the play call being changed up at the line. The handoff is to Jones. Straight up field, got wrapped around by John Ruby, who knocked him down. Then Albert Jackson and Jed Benedict finished him off. A gain of only 2, along with Tom Craven. And 2 tight ends are in the game as well. One of those lined up strong left. The other is a wing to the right side. Backs are split behind the quarterback Kitna on 3rd and short. Last time in this position, he took the quarterback keeper and said he hands off. This is to Henry, and Henry crashes over the right side across the 30 down to the 28-yard line on a central first down. Behind his quarterback, Kitna operating under center. Quick snap, handoff to Jones. Jones breaks to the outside. Chased from behind by Albert Jackson across the 25 to the 24-yard line as he picks up about 6 on the play. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 4. Atterbury comes wide left to the short side of the field. Bellinger will go right. Rayleigh is the slot man to the right side. Jones the lone setback. 2-step drop. Throw intended for Rayleigh, and going up, try to deflect the ball away was
100 yards.
So once again, a big 3rd down play coming up for the PLU defense. Bellinger, Atterbury, and Rayleigh are wide right. Jones is the lone setback. Back to throw Kitna. 2-step drop, throwing over the middle. Intercepted by Ted Riddell at the 20. Up to the 25, finding his way forward to the 30 and out to the 34-yard line. Ted Riddell stepped in front, playing right in the middle of the field, and picked it off. Thrown right into his chest, and the first mistake.
Riddell does something that fires up the fans, fires up the team, fires up the Lutes, and that time he just stepped up a critical drive and gets the ball back to the PLU offense.
14 yards on the return. 1st and 10 PLU. Hash mark left side at their own 34. Tang is wide right. Fake to the fullback. Weekly on the keeper on the option to the near side. Drop back at the 33. He'll lose a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11.
Option play before it even got started as Weekly is stopped for a -1 yard rush.
Weekly will send 3 receivers wide left to the wide side of the field. Shapiro comes to the short side. Backpedaling, Weekly looking to Tang, near sideline, out of the backfield of the 40, 45, fighting his way forward for the 1st down and then pushed out of bounds into the PLU bench up at the 47-yard line, but that's enough for a Luke first.
In the short passing game all season has been so instrumental. That time Tang just got it out in the flat and picked up about 7 more yards after making the catch about 6 yards past the line.
That's been the most successful pass play for PLU here this afternoon. With pressure coming, Weekly throws, comeback pattern, catch made by Shapiro, gets away from the defender down the near sideline to the 35, knocked out of bounds at the 34, another PLU 1st down into 3rd quarter, and finally something for the PLU faithful to make some noise about. Their team on the move. 1st down at the central 34-yard line. Hash mark right side, moving left to right. Aaron Tang is wide right to the short side of the field. 1 receiver goes left. Weekly, wraparound right to the fullback. Tom Barber across the 30 to the 25. Powers his way forward, dragging defenders with him to the 20-yard line. And another PLU 1st down. PLU seems to have the net from the 20-yard line. Hash mark left side. The Luke's on the move. Aaron Tang will come to the wide side. Wide right. Weekly out of the shotgun. We'll send Andrew Gray wide left. Stanley, the tight end, is strong right. Backs are split. Barnett and Barber along with Weekly in the backfield. Toss sweep to Barnett to the near side. Looking for the corner. Has a block at the 15. At the 10. Dives forward inside the 10 to the 9. And another PLU 1st down. 1st and goal coming up for the Lukes.
Aaron Leonard with a key block that time on Craig Bell, the defensive back. Freed up.
Need him in there to lead the way around the corner, and we saw his effectiveness there. Weekly will send 3 receivers wide left. Shapiro comes to the short side. Back to pass. Weekly, pressure coming on the blitz. Steps up. Now rolling away, looking back of the end zone. Over the head of the intended receiver, Aaron Tang along the back end line. Covered by the linebacker that time. Actually 2nd and goal for PLU. Gavin Stanley, Corey Bray, and Chad Burnett will all streak wide left on 2nd down. Aaron Tang, the lone setback, offset to the left. Weekly backpedaling with the snap, looking into the end zone, throwing short. Shapiro, touchdown, PLU! And that mega play by the Lukes brought to you by Mega Foods at 84th.
You put any more hang time or air time on that pass and somebody can get a hand on it, put it right there for the touchdown.
Here comes the extra point by Jamie Thomas. The kick is up, it's high enough, it's long enough, and it is good. And with 1 minute 4 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, the Lukes have cut the lead in half. It's Central Washington 28, PLU 21. You're listening to Luke Football on 1180 KLAY. And now they're down 28-21 after trailing by 14 here in the 2nd half to Central Washington. Jamie Thomas has it teed up at the 35, down to our left. He approaches the football. A high hanging kick will be taken by Gareel Hudson at the 8. His last return was up to midfield. He's to the 15, the 20. Tries to break to the outside. And DJ Seidel and Todd Green jump on him at the 20-yard line and bring him down. And a flag on the play.
Down that last drive for the Lutes, 66 yards in 7 plays. Of course, set up by the interception by Ted Riddell. They started on the 34-yard line. 42 of those 66 yards coming through the air as Mark Weekly was 3 of 4. The last one, of course, the 9-yarder to Shapiro for the score.
James Atterbury will come wide left to the short side. Bellinger goes wide right along with Tyson Rayleigh. Jones the lone setback, Kitten under center, dropping straight back inside his 5. Has some time, looking over the middle. He throws, almost intercepted, and then incomplete, out of the hands of the intended receiver Atterbury at the 32. Trevor White had a play on the football, and he's slapping himself up.
Just about with a huge play for the Lutes.
2nd and 10 with 52 seconds to go in the quarter. Again, 2 receivers will go wide right. Tyson Rayleigh is the wing to the right side with Jones the lone setback. Kittner with a quick snap. The inside handoff to Rayleigh. Rayleigh along the near sideline. Hit and undercut at the 9-yard line. And that's Larson who made the stop. The corner comes up, fought off the block, and dropped the runner. 4 so far this afternoon of completing 3rd down plays. And the PLU defense trying to come up with a big stop here. Again, 3 receivers right, 1 left. Kittner back to pass inside his 5. Hit! And he's going to be able to throw the football short of the first down at the 15. He was wrapped up inside the 5 by Ruby and Riddell. He does complete the pass to Bellinger to the 14-yard line. He's also hobbling off the field. May have injured an ankle.
We'll wait and see what that happens.
Fourth down and 5 for Central Washington from their own 15-yard line. Chad Barnett is awaiting this football off the punt at his own 49 down to our right. Jason Carter, the punter, is at his 2 awaiting the snap. A big momentum shift here in the late going of the 3rd quarter and now the start of the 4th. Carter's punt is away. Nice high booming kick. And Barnett fair catch called for, and he makes it at the PLU 44-yard line. And so the Lutz will be in excellent field position to start this drive, trailing by 7. Games of the season, lines up as a tight end, strong left. In fact, double tight ends with 2 receivers right and 1 setback. Shapiro man in motion coming through the formation. They fake the handoff to him. Weekly back to throw down the far sideline. He's got Chad Barnett wide open at the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown PLU. And that mega play by the Lutz brought to you by Mega Foods at 84th and South Hosmer in Tacoma, just off I-5. And a quick strike PLU touchdown gets them right back in the ball game. It's on the play. Thomas out of the hold of Carl Hoseth to tie it up with 14:44 remaining in regulation. The snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is on its way, it's up, and it is good. And the Lutz have tied it up. We're at 28 apiece. You are listening to Loot Football on 1180 KLAY.
65 yards and 1 touchdown in the second half, 6 of 10 for 110 yards. Check that, 135 yards and 2 scores.
Jamie Thomas's kick, high but short, and will be taken at the 12-yard line. And coming to the near side of the 15 to the 20 and tripped up at the 25-yard line. What a tackle by Josh Arnold. Downfield in a hurry and fighting off a block. Got to the return man.
First half, so far in the second half, have been unable to move the ball effectively as they did in the first half.
Trips wide left on the play with Jones alone setback. Hittner will drop back to pass. Back to his 20. Throws. Intercepted by Winder at the 20. Bounces off one defender. Laterals it back to Rydell at the 15, to the 10, the 5. Touchdown PLU.
Unbelievable. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. Kevin Winder knocked the ball, juggled it just for a second, took off not knowing what to do, saw Ted Rydell, lateraled it back to him on about the 50.
And now the extra point by Jamie Thomas. 14:26 to go in the ball game. The Lutes are back on top. 3 unanswered touchdowns, and the extra point is on its way. Plenty of leg, and it's plenty good. 14:26 to go. PLU 35, Central 28. You're listening to Luke Football on 1180 KLAY.
The Lutes have regained the lead here early in the fourth quarter.
One of the keys at halftime was for PLU to get some pressure on John Kitna, and they have done it here in the third and fourth quarter. Thomas with the kick. High, and will be taken by Greel Hudson at the 8. Down the far sideline to the 20, to the 25, and knocked out of bounds up across the 30 into the central bench. Across the way from us, they'll mark him out at about the 32-yard line. It'll be first down.
At the 104 mark, it's only been, 2 minutes, and they scored 3 touchdowns.
A hallmark of the PLU offense. They can score quick. 3 receivers come wide right. Kitna will hand off to Jones. Jones hit at the line of scrimmage, tripped up, and down he goes. Judd Benedict and Albert Jackson closed in on the runner and dropped him after a gain of only 1. Second down to 9. He intercepted the pass that got PLU within 7. And then he, of course, gets the lateral from Winder off his interception and goes for the touchdown. Second down to 9. 3 receivers right. Kitna apparently changing up at the line of scrimmage. Long snap count. Jones the lone setback. Back to pass, looking at the near side. Throwing, and it's in and out of the hands of E.J. Henderson up at the 41. Pass was a little too out in front of him, and it goes incomplete. Stops the clock, brings up third down and 9 with 13:39 to go. Third down and 9, another big play for the Central Washington offense. 3 receivers come wide right. Jones is the lone setback. They need to get to the 44. Back to pass, Kitna hit by Albert Jackson and brought down back at the 27-yard line. Back at the 27-yard line, and Carter comes in. He'll punt the football away. Chad Barnett down at his 35, down to our right with 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The snap is back. Carter's kick is off. Line drive high, booming kick. Barnett backpedaling, takes it at his 22. Tries to juke away, turning around the other way, coming to the near sideline. Stutter steps across the 20 up to the 22 and hemmed in there. So a nice punt by Carter. And very little, if any, return on the play for Chad Barnett, who had to back. So PLU will take over, 1st and 10 at the touchdowns to overcome a 14-point halftime deficit. Chad Barnett will come wide left. 1 receiver right. 2 backs are split offset to the left behind Weekly under center. With a wing to the left side, handoff, fake it, pitch back to his fullback. Barber heads upfield, has the 30-yard line, powers his way forward, and picks up 7. Out to the 30-yard line. The stop on the play.
And 2 interceptions.
3 receivers wide right for the Lutes to the wide side of the field from their own 30. Mark Weekly takes the snap, backpedals, has plenty of time, throws near sideline over the head of the intended receiver up across the 35. That was Jim Shapiro up at the 30. Is out of Rogers High School in Puyallup, the sophomore. Baker, the free safety out of Kentwood. Charlie Hampton, the corner out of Kent Ridge. And Montreux Macon out of Decatur. Weekly running around in the backfield with a snap, heads upfield, looking for the first down, dives and has it up at the 40-yard line. Vintage Mark Weekly as he takes off with the football, tucks it in and runs upfield and picks up the first down.
Yards on the first down.
From their own 40, hash mark left side. Jim Shapiro will come wide left. Trips go wide right. Weekly out of the shotgun. Aaron Tang, the lone setback, in the backfield with him. Weekly takes the snap. Back to pass. Has time. Screen coming the other way to Aaron Tang along the near sideline. Trying to juke his way away from pressure. Gets upfield across the 40 to the 41. A lot of ducks and jukes for Aaron Tang to pick up just 1 on and 9 for the Lutes. They need to get to midfield for the first down. Shapiro will come to the wide short side, the left side of the field. 3 receivers go wide right. And Weekly from the shotgun. Aaron Tang is the lone setback off to his right, about 3 yards off the line of scrimmage. The snap is back. Weekly getting pressure, rolls away from the pressure to the right side. Throwing on the run, has Stanley, tight end, first down, breaks away from the defender, and gets a couple of more yards up to the 47-yard line of the Wildcats. Mark Weekly saw that blitz coming all the way. Just
a Matador and a Bull just kind of sidestepped them and got by him just with a little juke.
Crackerjack, diamond set up for the Lutes. They throw it quickly to Barnett. Got plenty of room down the near sideline to the 40 and steps out away from one defender across the 35 down to the 32-yard line. The PLU offense used that play quite a bit a few years back.
Have played a big part in turning the momentum and the emotion around in PLU's favor.
And the Central fans across the way from us now very stunned and silent, much as the PLU fans were here in the second and third quarter. Pitch to Weekly on the keeper. He'll take it straight upfield across the 25, down to the 23, and a first down and a late hit coming in, and a flag.
Gosh, that didn't feel very good, and I think, as a matter of fact, it's a face mask and
unsportsmanlike conduct against Central Washington. I noticed that the right corner, Macon. The Lutes have it first and goal from the 9 of Central, hash mark left side. Again, the diamond crackerjack formation to the right. Gavin Stanley is the point, and then Gray and Tang, and then right behind them is Chad Barnett. And now we have a whistle by the officials.
I'm trying to figure out how it got down to the 9.5. They have the
lead with about 10 minutes left. Again, they'll set up with the crackerjack formation, wide right. Shapiro comes left, and Weekly, the quarterback, will be the only person in the offensive backfield. He's the quarterback under center on first down. Drop back, throws into Shapiro, touchdown PLU! And a flag on the play as well. We may have pass interference. Now there's 2 flags, and now Central is motioning that it's against the Lutes. So we'll hold off on this one. Holding PLU, pass interference, Central offsetting, will play it over. So PLU catches a break. Left, and now they'll change up. And Shapiro will still come to the short side, wide left, but instead of 4 receivers right, it's 3. And Tang is the lone setback. Weekly back to pass, look right, comes back left, throws. Tang has it at the 4, bouncing out the defender, spins, still fighting forward, and finally his momentum is stopped at the 3-yard line, so he'll pick up 6. It'll be second down and goal for the Lutes.
You talk about a mismatch that time. Shane Worst, the 6', 200.
Call in. We're down to 10 minutes left, and now Shapiro is going to come in. PLU is all confused. They're going to have to call for a timeout. We're at the 9:54 mark of the fourth quarter, faced with
PLU should get something out of this drive.
Gavin Stanley will go wide right. Tang is a wing to the right side, double tight end. Strong left, I should say, is Andrew Gray, the only tight end, and Weekly takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, gets some pressure, steps up to the 5 on the run. He's going to go to the end zone. Touchdown, PLU! And that mega play by the Lutes brought to you by Mega Foods. Mega Foods off I-5 at South 84. Ryan Flatham, the senior center for PLU, fired up as he comes to the sideline, giving everybody high fives. Out of the hole to Carl Hoseth. The snap is back. The kick is on his way. The kick is up and good. Jamie Thomas is perfect. The Lutes lead it now 42-28 with 9:48 left in the ball game. Having a 2-touchdown deficit, 4 unanswered PLU touchdowns here in the third and fourth quarter have put them on top 42-28. Second rank coming into the game against number 7 Central, and another come from behind effort by the Lutes. Can they hold on? We'll find out. Here's the kick by Thomas inside the 5, picked up by Gareel Hudson to the 10, to the 15, spun around, gets loose, cuts back the other way, chased down by DJ Seidel, can't get him, trips up to the 20 and down at the 25-yard line. Gareel Hudson with a little bit of excitement. 9:36 to go, first and 10 for Central from their own 25-yard line. Hash mark left side with 3 receivers wide right. Jones again the lone setback, and Bellinger goes wide left. Kitna under center on first down. Straight drop, has some time looking, throws into the flat near side. Tyson Rayleigh up at the 30, and then hogtied and thrown out of bounds by Ted Riddell and Marcus Givens for PLU. So it's going to be second down and 3 after the 7-yard catch and run by Tyson Rayleigh. Bellinger will come to the short side, wide right. 3 receivers left, and Jones again is the lone setback. PLU with 7 men crowding the line of scrimmage. Here's the snap. Hand off to Jones upfield, has the first down out to the 40, cuts back to the outside, gets around Larson, tripped up, and gets up to the 50-yard line. Larson almost leg whipped him to tackle him that time. He got knocked down in, I think, the second half. 9:14 and counting. Plenty of time left in this football game. 3 receivers will come wide right. Bellinger is the lone wideout to the left side. The short side of the field. Back to pass is Kitna. Getting pressure, throwing, and he throws this one short of Bellinger as he was getting heat. Pressure coming on the blitz from the linebacker, John Ruby. So it'll be second down and 10. The clock stopped. Just under 9 minutes left here in the quarter and in the game. 3 receivers again will come wide right. Bellinger goes left. Back to passes Kitna. Here comes the pressure. It's caught in the flat by Jones, but his knee hit the turf back at the 48. They're going to lose 3 on the play. He continued forward, but his knee hit the ground, and that's where the official marked it officially, I believe. No, they're going to give him the gain up to the progress, back to the line of scrimmage. Nonetheless, it's 3rd down and 10. Again, 3 receivers will come wide left. Derek Murray is the widest, closest to the line of scrimmage. Back to pass, Kitna getting pressure, steps up away from the pressure, throwing deep downfield, looking for Murray, makes the catch at the 10-5, touchdown, Wildcats. John Kitna stepped up in the pocket. Rouse comes in for the point after touchdown.
Derek Murray's first catch of the day, that one going, like you said, for 49 yards.
Snap, the kick is on its way. It's up and it is good. And with 8:14 to go in the game, it is now Pacific Lutheran 42 and Central Washington 35. Maybe we'll see that track Central Washington here in the second half, 28-7. After the Lutes were outscored
75 yards in 5 plays. Kitna 3 of 4 for 56 in the drive. The big one, of course, Derek Murray, the 49-yard touchdown reception.
Here's the kick, high but short, will be taken at the 12-yard line by Shapiro. Looking to the near sideline, has the 20, the 25, slips up forward across the 25. A flag comes in late as Shapiro goes down at the 27. We may have an illegal block coming up against PLU, and that's certainly not the way they want to start this drive, deep in their own territory. So we've seen a couple of momentum shifts here in this second half. There it is, the illegal block against the Lutes. Shapiro will come wide left to the short side of the field. Trips go wide right. And one of the worst field position the Lutes have had here in the second half. Weekly under center. Tang is the lone setback. Weekly back to pass. Has some time. Good blocking. Looking. Throwing. Caught. Receiver wide open. Stanley has the first down at the 30. Tripped up at the 32-yard line and a first down for PLU. So they get some breathing room. The game all of a sudden has begun to work here in the second half for PLU. They had all sorts of trouble in the first half, but the offensive line is affording Weekly time to throw the football, something he didn't have a luxury of in the first half. 3 receivers come wide left, 1 goes right. From the 33 hash mark right side, Weekly backpedals with a snap from center, looking, throws off the hands of Andrew Gray up at the 37. Good coverage by the linebacker, Scott. 3 receivers, Barnett, Stanley, and Andrew Gray come wide left. Weekly back to pass, look right, goes back left, throws back out of the backfield. Tank popped at the 38-yard line. It takes another hard shot. And that was the corner, Charlie Hampton, who crossed the 42-yard line for the first down. Chad Barnett and Andrew Gray will come wide left to the wide side of the field. Aaron Tang is the lone setback. Weekly is the quarterback under center with Shapiro wide right. 3rd down and 3 with 6:56 remaining. Weekly quarterback keeper fighting his behind his offensive center and gets up close to a first down. This may take a measurement. I don't see any initial indication by the official. Now we get it first behind center, Brian Flatham, and gets the first down for PLU, and the clock will continue to run, and a fresh set of 4 downs for the Lutes. Weekly with the receivers left and right, and 2 back split and offset to the right. Under center, the senior quarterback takes the snap. Wraparound draw. This is to the fullback Barber. Hit initially, fighting his way forward, and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10. One of the few times that wraparound draw play has not worked for PLU. So second
line of scrimmage, but of course Central is trying to knock that ball away. Barber, good job of hanging on that time.
Barber comes out and the Cracker Jack offense comes in. 4 receivers wide right, Shapiro left, Weekly out of the shotgun, takes the snap on 2nd and 10. Has time, now the pressure comes, eludes the pressure, rolling to his right, looking down the far sideline, throwing on the run, and it is caught! And a first down in Central territory down at the 35-yard line. Aaron Tang. Sideline down to the 35-yard line of Central. He went out of bounds to stop the clock at the 5:43 mark, and PLU having success with that 4-receiver set will send 4 wide left, and Shapiro goes wide right. Weekly out of the shotgun, takes the snap, looking over the middle of the field, wide open. Shapiro at the 10, the 5, he's down at the 1-yard line. Touchdown, saving tackle by Derek Baker, the free safety. And once again, they send 4 receivers left and go to the right to the man they isolated, Jim Shapiro.
Well, we've seen Mark Weekly throw the
touchdown. And they'll go with a full house backfield. Tang, Barnett, and Barber. Double tight ends. Weekly the quarterback under center. Let's see if they go with the 21 special as he sent Barber, the fullback, out of the backfield in motion from right to left. Movement along the defensive line. Looks like the defensive end on the left side came over and made contact with a PLU offensive player. Offside is the call, which really amounts to about a half-foot penalty for the Wildcats.
Probably worth
So they move the football about a foot forward. It'll be first and goal from the half-foot line for the Lutes. Again, the full house backfield. Quarterback keeps slanting over the left side. Mark Weekly, no signal yet. Now we see a touchdown, PLU.
Rolling.
And once again, Jamie Thomas in for the extra point. He's perfect so far this afternoon, 7 for 7. This one a little weak, but it gets up and it gets through, and he's 8 for 8. .5:19 to go in the game, and PLU is again back on top by 2 touchdowns at 49-35. Remember, at halftime, in fact, well into the third, these offenses, 5:19 on the scoreboard clock down to our left. And the sun has made its reappearance here this afternoon. Thomas's kick high but short. Coming up at the 14 is Gareel Hudson at the 20, trying to break to the near side of the 25, spun around, flags fly in, and he's hit down at the 27-yard line. Fumble, loose on the play. Is it a fumble? PLU says it is. They say they have the ball. We see no signal. Now we see indication, PLU football. Alexander coming out of the pile, jumping up and down. We don't know who has the football yet.
And we'll wait and see the penalties on as well.
Well, it looks like PLU did recover. Now we have to check the penalty. Usually on a play like this, it's an illegal block or a clip. Meanwhile, Chris Van Slichtenhorst, one of the more excitable guys on the PLU team, comes out of the pile with the football. Now it's an illegal block against the Wildcats. The Lutes will decline and take over, 1st and 10 at the central 28-yard line with 5. Well, I'm going to say we see the Lutes probably try to run out the clock, but they'll send 4 receivers wide right, and Shapiro comes left. Weekly, the quarterback, out of the shotgun. Wouldn't be surprised to see him run with the football here. Takes the snap, dropping straight back. Pressure comes. He rolls right away from the pressure. Gets caught. Hog-tollard. Gets away. Still on his feet. Running forward. Then he gets popped. And we're going to have a holding call coming up against the Lutes to boot as he's dropped back at the 40. So instead of a loss of 20 on the play, he loses 15. And most likely a hold call against the PLU offensive line. It's kind of hard to fault him for that when the quarterback is scrambling back there as much as Mark Weekly does. And unfortunately, that'll stop the clock at the 4:57 mark. And the penalty is from the spot of the hold, which is back at the 48-yard line. So this is a big penalty against PLU. And one of the officials is going to come over and explain it all to head off the clock. Andrew Gray will come wide left. Aaron Tang goes right. Weekly out of the shotgun with 2 backs split along with him in the backfield. High snap over his head. He picks it up. No, he couldn't pick it up, and it's recovered by the Wildcats at the PLU 30-yard line. The second bad snap from center on the shotgun from center Brian Flatta, very uncharacteristic, and recovered by Sullivan. Looks like the one walking off the field is cashed with 4.5 to go. Still plenty of time. And so the PLU defense will have to come back onto the field and rise to the occasion. As Central Washington comes directly from the sideline onto the playing field to the line of scrimmage, but PLU, seeing that, wants to 49-35. And they will send 3 receivers wide right, and 1 going wide left will be Bellinger, who's had a big afternoon with 2 touchdown catches. Murray, who caught that last long bomb for Central, is wide right. Back to throw is Kitna, getting some pressure. They set up the screen to the left side to Jones down the far sideline. Steps out of bounds at the 20. And that should be a wildcat. That means Ted Riddell will line up as a defensive end on the right side. And Albert Jackson will line up as the defensive end on the left to get some pressure on the quarterback. On 1st and 10, back to pass. Kitna has time, throwing into the back of the end zone, looking for Murray. Touchdown, Wildcats. Same play, same result. Post pattern for Murray, and he beats Larson for their 42nd point. A couple weeks ago, they beat Lewis and Clark 42-40 on a last-second field goal by this guy, Roust, who kicks the extra point up. And the Lutes say it's no good, but the officials say yes, it is. And so with 4:23 left in the ball game, our score is now Pacific Lutheran 49, Central 1 away. So PLU will get the football back. And let's see if they can run some more time bets.
That's right.
4.5 remaining, and PLU has Ted Riddell back at the 15-yard line awaiting the kick from Daryl Roust. PLU with the hands team up front in case there's an onside kick, but Roust will kick away. And Riddell coming over to the near sideline at the 12. Makes the catch at the 15, the 20-yard line. He's hit and dropped at the 21. And a flag at the 35, back where the kickoff. Obviously offside, probably coming up here against Central Washington. They'll have to do this one again. I would imagine
They do.
So we'll have a re-kick. They'll put the ball back at the 30 and rouse PLU's way, and they've been holding on ever since. Although there's still plenty of time left on the clock. And again, PLU with some of their good hands people up front in case of an onside, but Roust will kick away. It's high, and this will be Ted Riddell coming up at the 12. Still a pretty good kick to the 20, the 25, and up at the 30, and dropped at the 31-yard line, and the clock stops with 4:10 left, and PLU takes over. They got 11 yards off of that penalty. So a good gamble. Fumbled away, and Central turned it into a touchdown. Jim Shapiro comes left. 3 receivers will go right. Aaron Tang, the lone setback, offset to the left behind Weekly, operating under center on first down from the hash mark left side at their own 32. Weekly back to pass, straight drop, looking, has some time, looking, far sideline, comeback catch made by Gavin Stanley across the middle, breaks free, gets into the open up to the 40 for a gain of 8, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 2. And the clock will continue to move.
Tom, you talked about or throw passes that will keep the ball on the center of the field.
Tom Barber checks in. Jim Shapiro comes out. PLU with back split. And Chad Barnett comes wide left. Double tight end formation on 2nd and short. Weekly on the quarterback keeper. Blitz was coming, and Weekly drives the pile forward for the first down up to the 45-yard line. Shane Wersch, the linebacker, coming on the blitz. And as he was going upfield, the 44-yard line right between the hashes. Chad Barnett will come wide left. Again, the backs are split behind Weekly. That's Barber and Tang, with 2 tight ends, Andrew Gray left and Gavin Stanley on the right. On 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line with a 7-point lead. Weekly under center will hand off over the right side. The big fullback Barber straight upfield into Central territory. A first down to the Central 42-yard line. Big hole over the right side behind Aaron Litterud and Jeff to the ball game. As Aaron Tang will go wide right. Again, the Lutz with a power formation, double tight end and 2-back split and offset to the right behind the quarterback Mark Weekly. Weekly in no hurry to get the snap off. Will take as much time as possible on 1st and 10. And he'll hand off. This is Barber, the fullback, over the right side to the 40 for a gain of 2. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 8 with 2:21 and counting.
Tom, you talk about possession receivers. Barber, I think, is the possession running back, as Big Tom Barber just
Willamette. Back to action as Barnett comes wide left. 2 tight ends left and right. The back split offset to the left behind Weekly on 2nd down and 8. Weekly toss sweep to the left side to Aaron Tang. Looking for a block. Gets behind Mark Elliott and slides across the 40 up to the 39-yard line. They'll be 6 yards shy of the first down.
Our performance through the air. In the second half, he has responded 15 of 21 for 254 yards and a pair of touchdowns.
Well, how often have we been at halftime when Weekly has only attempted 10 passes? Was completing 60%, 6 of 10, but just didn't have the opportunity to throw that many. 3 receivers right, 1 left on 3rd down and 6. Weekly back to pass, looking near side, has Aaron Tang, spun around, had the ball taken right out of his hands by Wersch, the linebacker for Central at the 38-yard line. A turnover in and out of the hands of Tang.
Interception or a fumble that he caught, or I'm not sure exactly how to record that. To march 66 yards and tie this game up. 69.
A minute and a half to go. 3 receivers left. 1 comes right. PLU crowding the line of scrimmage. Kipna under center. Jones the lone setback. Takes the snap. Hand off to Jones over the left side. Has a hole upfield across the 50. Hit. Still in bounds. And finally knocked down into PLU territory. Did he get out of bounds or not? As he gets up to the 43-yard line of PLU. The 44-yard line apparently did not get out of bounds. Or did he? He did. The clock is stopped with 1:21 to go. Wouldn't have mattered because it is a first down. Nonetheless, as he picks up 16 on the play. 1:21 left. They move the chains. Atterbury and Murray go wide left. Rayleigh is the wing to the left side. Bellinger comes wide right. Jones is the lone setback. Kitna, the quarterback. We haven't heard from him in quite some time. Under center, 2-step drop, looking throw, near sideline, complete. Bellinger stays in bound, triple team, knocked down. Todd Green comes in to finish him off. Gain of about 6. Clock runs. We're down to a minute before they get this one snapped off. It'll be 2nd down. Ted Riddell slowly getting off top of Bellinger. He's in no hurry to let him up. And under a minute to go on 2nd down and 5 for the Wildcats. Kitna with 3 receivers left, 1 right. Back to pass, 2-step drop over the middle. He finds his receiver, Bellinger, hit immediately. Stretches forward for the first down across the 30 down to the 25-yard line. We'll stop the clock with 49 seconds left. from the PLU 25-yard line. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage, the no-huddle offense for the Wildcats. Kitna, 3 receivers left, 1 right. Jones the lone setback. Clock is running again with 47 seconds and counting. Kitna takes the pass, drops back, throws over the middle. Bellinger hit as he catches the ball by Givens across the 20 to the 19. 3 yards shy of the first down, he picks up 7. 36 seconds and counting, and a timeout for the Wild decision to make, but right now his team has to get the ball in the end zone. 2nd down and 3 from the PLU 18. Hash mark right side, moving left to right. In the sunshine of Spark Stadium, down by 7. Kitna back to pass. Looking, getting pressure by Ted Riddell. Breaks away to the outside. Now being chased down. Gets the block, running to the outside, and gets to the first down stick and goes out of bounds with 25 seconds left. Got a nice blitz. Ball resting hash mark left side of the PLU 15. 3 receivers will come right. Atterbury, Murray, and Rayleigh. Tyson. Throw over the middle. It is caught by Rayleigh. Reaching for the end zone. Touchdown Central with 19 seconds on the clock. And now the decision for the game. With 19 seconds left, they'll go with the power formation. Double tight end, 2 backs. Jones is out of the ball game. Kitna fakes the handoff, running away from pressure, looking. He's going to be brought down outside the 20. Kevin Winder on the stop, and the Lutes are going to win the football game. The passing game and the running of Jones.
61 yards in 6 plays, Tom. Of course, the touchdown, the 5th pointer, 49-48. Can you believe it?
Ralst has it teed up at the 35. He approaches the football. It's an onside kick. Has to go 10 yards before they touch it. Central touched it before it went 10 yards. Recovered by the Wildcats. No flag on the play. Now we see the flag. They touched it when it had gone only 8 yards, and you have to let it go 10. But one of the players for Central, inadvertently, not realizing the ball had not gone 10 yards yet, put out a hand and touched the football. Had he let it go just a couple more yards, he could have touched it.
And 16th yard line.
So Mark Wakely with the power running game in there for PLU. He'll just go down to a knee here with 16 seconds left. Wakely takes the snap, goes back down to a knee. The clock will run down to 13 seconds. Central Washington, no timeouts left. PLU 8, counting 7, 6, 5. A come-from-behind victory at homecoming 1993 for the PLU 49, Central Washington 48. Stay tuned. The press